Let's wait one more minute before we start. Still people joining. Okay, it's past 11. Hello everyone, and welcome to our webinar, How to Scale B2B Sales with an AI-powered PIM and GS1 standards. My name is Tom Heijnen from Innovadis, and I will be your host today for this webinar. We're very happy you could join us. Product information is becoming more and more important. Not only for sales, but also for regulations, for customer trust, and for working more efficiently. Today, we will show you how the GS1 QR code and an AI-powered PIM system can make a real difference. Before we start, just a few practical notes. The link of the recording and the presentation will be shared with you later this week. And if you have any questions, please use the Q&A and at the end of the presentation, at the end of the webinar, we'll try to answer as many questions as possible. I'm very pleased to announce our three speakers of today. Alexander, an expert in product information management, who helped many companies to set up PIM systems. Adriaan from GS1, who will explain how the GS1 QR code can bring real value to the supply chain. And Razvan from Sales Layer, who will share how AI can be used in PIM systems today and save time and improve data quality. In the next 45 minutes, we will look at why product information is becoming more important than ever and how the QR code of GS1 are changing the way we share data across our channels. And we also look at how an AI can make a difference in making product data of better quality and help more efficiently generate product data. We'll close with a short Q&A at the end, so please put your questions in the chat anytime and we'll answer them at the end of the webinar. Then I give the word to Alexander. Alexander, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you, Tom. Good morning, everybody. My name is Alex van Dijk. I've been at Innovadis for 18 years and active in the domain of product information for about 10 years. And today it's about data, it's about sales, it's about scaling B2B sales. And one of the main topics in driving B2B sales is product information. So on the slide, that data isn't a side issue anymore, but it's a real driver for B2B sales. But where is that growth of product information come from? And one of the main topics is digitalization and e-commerce adoption in B2B. So buyers increasingly expect more and more the same experience that they have in B2C. One of a good example of that is good filter options on the front end of your website. And that is only possible if you have enough product information, if you have a good data model, and if the quality of the product data is in order. Also, buyers require more detailed product information and more high-quality images. But also, buyers expect more personalized content on the website. What about the example of recommendations based on ordering behavior or clearly displaying country-specific measurements? Buyers from the Netherlands, for example, need information in centimeters, and English users need information in inches. But also the multiple channels and data requirements that those channels require from a manufacturer or a wholesaler. Many companies sell product information via multiple channels, and those channels are increasing every year. And every channel has its own data requirements. If you look, for example, only at the market for building and construction materials in the Netherlands alone, there are already 6 different data pools, and they all require different formats that you have to send over. For example, one of the marketplaces needs digital assets from 500 pixels, and another one needs digital assets of 1,000 pixels. And also more and more customers require customer-specific data feeds that they use in their own channels, like e-commerce or their PIM system to load the data. Looking at efficiency and cost reduction also is a driver for more and more product information. And you can achieve significant benefits if you get that in order, but yeah, it does require some effort from your side. Many returns are caused by a lack of product information or incorrect or incomplete product information. Looking, for example, at working shoes, if you don't have your chart size in order, you get the risk that people buy or order more working shoes with different sizes to make sure they get the right fit. And if they get the right fit, they return all the other shoes to you. Looking at traceability is also a driver for demand of product data. But it also gives you clear benefits, and Adriaan from GS1 will tell you something about it later on in the webinar. When you look at traceability, there are some examples of additional attributes that you can think of, like a batch ID for potential recalls or CSRD IDs for socially responsible production. And one of the main topics, I think, in this time is regulations and sustainability. At Innovadis, we work extensively with manufacturers, for example, for paint products like Royal van Weyen and European Aerosols. And they produce paint products which are chemical products. And therefore, they are obliged to publish safety data sheets on their websites with all product information on it. But also packaging information and labels require product information. But if you look at the growth in and demand of product information, also some challenges arise within companies. One of the most important one that I see a lot in the practice is fragmented data. There are a lot of people and a lot of departments active in product information within the company. Departments like marketing, like sales, product development, and category management, they all need product information. And it gets a real hassle when you don't have a single source in place. Also, the synchronization between departments, they all need product information from each other. And it gets real difficult when you don't have a single source where you can find product information. Also, multilingualism, measurement systems, and the multiple markets result in extra complexity in product information. When you look at channel diversity, each channel has its own specifications, especially when you look at the data pools and marketplaces where you sell your products on. With a good PIM system, you can check product information before you publish it into the specific channels. But with the growth of all the channels, also the challenge of validation and quality control rises. You need to publish product information, and not every data pool or marketplace needs the same product information. So you have to think really good about how to publish specific product information to the specific channels. And when you got a good PIM system in place, you can check the completeness or the quality of your product information before you publish it to a specific channel. When you look at the technology, like a PIM system or resources, not every company has that already prepared or in order. And we see in practice that most companies only start taking PIM and data seriously when things arise, like too many people handling product information, when big errors arise, like claims of companies. And then they start putting product data on the strategic agenda. In this slide, you see some external touch points that is used internally and externally. For example, internal touch points are the systems inside the company that need product information, like an ERP system, like a CRM or a CPQ for quotation tools for configuration, but also the internet or internal catalogs. When you look outside the company, then you got multi-channels like e-commerce, websites, marketplaces, apps, and customer portals. But also the non-digital touchpoints are important still carriers for product information, like the point of sale, but also still much used printed catalogs, commercial data sheets, technical data sheets, and safety data sheets, but also packaging and labels. Looking at the customer service point, many companies use customer service portals where they need product information on, but also after sales portals and, of course, marketing automation tools. I already mentioned sometimes in my story about the data pools. And one of the main data pools, not only in the Netherlands, but globally, is the GS1 data pool, which is very important for companies like manufacturers and wholesalers that sell their products to via retail companies. And Adrian will tell you something about things that are going on at GS1 company.
Thank you, Alexander, for showing us why product information is becoming more and more important these days. As we look into the future, it's clear that companies will only generate and need more data, and this brings us also to new challenges. How to keep your data accurate, how to keep your data up to date and available at the point the information is needed. As a brand owner, you're responsible for making sure that the product information is complete and reliable. But the big question is also, how can you share those information? How can you share those up-to-date information with customers without sending files around? This is where GS1 can help with the GS1 QR code. One code on a product that points people and systems into the right direction with the latest data. To show you how this works in practice and what you can do with it, I'll like to hand over to our next speaker, Adrian.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you, Innovadis, for the opportunity to share what we see happening around us, resulting in an ever-growing demand for trusted product data. My name is Adrian Buijs, and I'm part of the retail engagement team of GS1 the Netherlands. I have a background in ERP systems, where master data management is always on the critical path of a successful implementation. I lead the transition from the traditional barcode to the QR code powered by GS1 in the Netherlands, which I will explain further on. Let me first introduce GS1 for those of you that do not know us. GS1 is a global not-for-profit organization focused on trusted product identification and data exchange. We are governed by our members, being suppliers and retailers. Core of our activities are based on these three words: identify, capture, share. Identify, trusted identification of products and locations based on the GS1 identifiers like the GTIN, formerly known as AAN, EAN, and UPC. Capture, scannable symbols like the barcode and the QR code that hold these identifiers, originally for the purpose of scanning at point of sale and making that process as efficient as possible. Share, the global data synchronization network to share product master data between suppliers and retailers based on the globally maintained data model. I always lose my mouse. No. We are in the middle of a transition from the 1D barcode to the QR code powered by GS1. It will be scannable at point of sale by the end of 2027. This was a decision of the Consumer Goods Forum, a worldwide platform of leading retailers and suppliers. The data model we support is more and more influenced by EU legislation, as mentioned in this slide. The EU's Circular Economy Action Plan was launched in March 2020 as a key part of the European Green Deal. It aims to make sustainable products the norm by focusing on the entire product lifecycle to reduce waste and keep resources in use. The plan targets high-impact sectors like electronics, construction, and textiles, with new regulations, incentives, and strategies to promote repair, reuse, and recycling. Example of upcoming legislation affecting all products is PPWR, Packaging and Packaging Waste Regulation. It will require detailed data about the composition of the packaging material. A symbol that can be scanned by the consumer will be mandatory to access the relevant information and supports, for instance, sorting by the consumer. This is one of the areas where the global migration to the QR code powered by GS1 and legislation are coming together. A nightmare for your connected packaging would be to have a barcode per use case as depicted in this slide. The QR code powered by GS1 enables all use cases with one single QR code. Consumers want to know more and more about the products they use so that they can make decisions that fit their own lifestyle. The new generation of barcodes makes it possible to share much more information about your products with consumers. A few examples are given in this slide, but please use your own imagination based on the type of products you are selling and what customers would like to know about it. You will find more and more examples of products with the QR code powered by GS1 in retail outlets. A few of them are presented in this slide. The standard behind the QR code powered by GS1 is the GS1 digital link. The digital link standard makes it possible to use the QR code at the point of sale. The same unique identification as used in the traditional barcode is part of the QR code. A more advanced digital link is explained in this slide. In this digital link, we see the well-known GTIN used for unique identification of the product, but also a batch number, making it possible to access product information pertaining to this specific batch. Another use case would be to prevent selling this product at point of sale when it's beyond its expiry date. Another example is access to the digital product passport. Please scan the QR code for inspiration. Keep in mind that this example is a pilot. Delegated acts describing what has to be in the digital product passport will become available in the coming years. The QR code powered by GS1 is the basis for many use cases with a lot of inspiration on this slide. All these use cases create an even higher demand on timely and accurate product data that needs to be collected, validated, and shared. Modern solutions like SalesLayer will help you to organize for this ever-growing demand for trusted data. Thank you, and I give back the word to Tom.
Thank you, Adriaan, for showing us how the GS1 and the QR code can make product data more easier to share and keep it consistent over all your channels. But even with good standards in place, managing all that product information is still a lot of work. Companies deal with huge volumes of products, implementing huge volume of product data that need to be enriched, translated, checked, etc., etc. This is where AI can play a big role in the future, helping to speed up the process and improve the quality of your product data. Our next speaker, Razvan, will show us how AI in a PIM system can support this process and make product data more manageable and smarter. Please, Razvan, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Tom, and hello, everybody. Good morning. This is Razvan speaking on behalf of SalesLayer today. Obviously, very glad to have been invited by Innovaris to present together with Alexander and Adriaan. I've been with SalesLayer since 2020, and I lived a few market disruptive events over here. I would think the first one was the post-pandemic's e-commerce boom, and what we all live today is this massive disruption of the artificial intelligence. And before talking about what is our proposal with respect to the AI, I would like to start maybe from the basics and give you a brief overview of what SalesLayer is. SalesLayer is the software vendor of the cloud PIM solution with the same name. Basically, we offer the tool that contributes decisively to solving the challenges that my co-speakers have exposed before me. So if I was also to summarize SalesLayer in 3 words, like Adriaan did with GS1, in our case, they would be consolidate, enrich, and connect. They all refer to product information. In other words, what we do is to bring product data together on a platform where different users can collaborate to its management and enrichment and prepare the data for the consumers of the data in the way they need to have the data presented. So these consumers that I named before, consumers of data, they can be your clients visiting your web store, your B2B partners who need your product catalog in order to resell what you manufacture or distribute, or even data pools such as the ones governed by the GS1 standards. Now, how does SalesLayer AI-powered PIM solution help businesses? The immediate benefit is that the data is centralized in a single source of truth where the companies can automate their processes related to how data is gathered. Yeah, because that product data lives in a number of systems and product data is scattered, right? What we need to do is to have a good government and how we share the data with the outside world. So before getting to those sales channels or data consumers, what we make sure inside the PIM platform is that the data is complete, consistent, and accurate, making it ready for the multi-channel distribution. Of course, our solution, the PIM, is part of an ecosystem, so the out-of-the-box integration capabilities help a lot with the flow of information inside and outside the company. And this is how we work traditionally, right? Before the AI came around not so long ago. The AI is the buzzword since what, a year and a half, I would say, maybe 2 years. And people still don't know AI, people still are afraid of AI, and so on. So allow me to share the vision, let's say our company's vision related to how AI can contribute to streamlining those processes and further automations that you would need related to product information in your companies. As I have already mentioned, the PIM is the product information management software, is that golden record or a single source of truth for your product information database, if you will, right? So what we have developed and will continue to develop are AI agents that will surround the existing database and help with different processes that they were configured to be good at and to run. For that, I'm going to share the, let's say, the vision of our co-founder and chief product officer, Ivan. He's not here today, but I believe I can sort of translate his vision here. So what we created was an AI hub, or if you will, you might have seen this as AI marketplaces in some other software solutions, where all these AI, let's call them teammates or colleagues, AI agents, they are configured for specific tasks. Okay, so this AI hub is to be very soon released. So I would say you are amongst the privileged ones to see it before the official launch. This screenshot is actually from the pre-production environment. So a great way of showing the return of investment is that these agents will show in real time the savings they produce, as in the euro or the currency amount that they produce to the company, aka that hyper automation output that they are capable at scale. As my CEO is saying, these are our colleagues who do our job when we go to sleep, right? So hereinafter, I invite you to discover a few of our specialized AI agents that will be found in this AI hub or AI marketplace that we will release probably at the end of this month of October. This is the first example of an agent helping the team to optimize product descriptions. We all know the importance of the product description. So this agent, what will do, it will consider the data model or the attributes of the product, if you will, in order to create a more attractive copy, right? The copyright, the text description, while also being SEO friendly one, right? This is a great addition to what we have already have in the PIM as automated descriptions. But again, we put the AI at the surface of further enhancing all the text, let's say, surrounding the product descriptions. Second AI teammate or colleague is the one that I'm pretty sure will help the businesses with the expansion processes, allowing not only content translations, but also adapting the messaging to the local markets. So how many languages do we have in the EU right now? I believe there are more than 30 and so many countries adhering to the European Union. I believe our audience today is mainly European, UK based. So this is about expanding the businesses across the frontier and make the message localized. What does it mean? We need to adapt the messaging to the cultural realities on such a small continent. We are so many nations with so many cultural backgrounds. So if I were to guess how many we are on this call, and probably 15, 20 nationalities, if not more. Another good example of an AI dedicated agent, let's call it the AI companion, would be the one that helps with error detection. Obviously, treating product information on Excel sheets, manual ways, etc., is very, very prone to errors, right? So as I said before, SalesLayer already have a way to make sure the data is complete, but with AI, we can go beyond that, making it easier to detect errors and even automatically fill in with missing information. So what this AI colleague will do is to screen, lightning fast screening of what the product record contains, and flag, let's say, the errors and propose, let's say, the content enrichment to the users. I always say the companions, the AI agents, they are tools that help the user, the human user. So obviously I'm not removing the user from approving, let's say, any modifications. So we can very much configure those workflows to end up having a human approver before the data is saved or released to those sales channels or to the consumers of the data. Let's have a look at another example, and this relates to my predecessor here that spoke about different data formats, right? So GS1 is a renowned standard. So what this AI agent is doing is helping with the generation of the product information templates. And there are a number of use cases. Imagine you have some buyers that ask you to fill in the data in a specific format. They usually send out an Excel template and say, hey, please, Mrs. Manufacturer, distributor, please fill in the template that I'm sending you. So what the AI agent is capable of is to be matching the formats that your data consumer needs to, let's say, what we already have inside the PIM, the product information management platform, like the data structure, the hierarchies, the attributes that are stored in the PIM platform. So I hope you found this information useful. As a conclusion, I would invite you to start with organizing your data. And here you have our specialist from Innovatis. And then if you want to make the jump to the agentic AI PIM or are just curious to see our agents in action, you can always contact SalesLayer for a presentation. Thank you so much. That was it from me. I will pass the microphone back to our host and happy to take some questions from the audience.
Thank you, Razvan, for showing those insights and the vision of SalesLayer on AI. Before we started this webinar, you mentioned that I can't call you an AI specialist, but looking at the vision you have and the vision SalesLayer has on how AI can help companies with product information, I do think you're a specialist on this field. Before we move on to the Q&A, I would like to ask all of the three speakers one final question. What is your number one tip that the audience can start implementing tomorrow? So what can we do right now? Alexander, you're first.
Yes, thank you, Tom. Yeah, my tip for tomorrow would be to start building up a single source of truth for product information. And not said that you have to buy a PIM system or start implementing PIM right away, but first start using a spreadsheet or an Excel to build your data model, your categories, all the product fields you need product information on, to have a sort of a blueprint of every product information you have or you would need, and then from there on further.
Okay, thank you. Adrian, what's your number one tip?
Thank you. Well, from a QR code powered by GS1 perspective, I would say start tomorrow, select a product for which you're going to generate the QR code powered by GS1, and organize content and learn from the experience and implement it on your other products in the next phase.
Thank you. Razvan, what is your number one tip you can share with the audience?
I'm very much in line with what Alex and Adrian have said. In PIM projects, I think the essential is to start with the data in the way that Alex shared. So you would build the structure, the categories, the so on, and then when you have that in place, you can obviously go further and select the tool that will match your needs. Obviously, SalesLayer is such a tool, and if we are talking about AI, people think this is science fiction, but AI is now, it's happening. So start with the traditional way, but don't wait too much time because your competitors will probably be accelerating very much with the adoption of these digital tools plus the AI. Everybody has a chat GPT right now, or Claude, or some other agents. So don't be afraid of AI. Adopt it soon.
Thank you for sharing those tips. I think you're all in one line, and what you're saying altogether is don't wait too long. Just start simple, and let the tools help you in product information. We have some time for questions left. When I look at the Q&A, I see some questions in there. I have a question from Charlotte to Rasvan. How would changes in product data be reviewed or approved? Can agents help speed up translations and data accuracy?
Yes, exactly. So I hear this question maybe related to what I was thinking to present on my slide. So there will always be a workflow, right? So we will have that sort of human approval if we want it. And obviously the AI agents, they are configured. We didn't have time for them, but obviously I invite the people here and our audience to have a demo with us to show them in action. These AI agents are configured based on specialized prompts, right? And they will always act on the existing, let's say, internal or what's available in the PIM. We can let them look in the internet and do, let's say, product enhancement. But basically, what we do is to teach them. Obviously, teaching the agent takes a little bit of time, but they will be critical in enhancing the data and making sure that we have the quality, the consistency, and the accuracy of the data before sharing that with the channels, whether they are sales channels, again, or data pools as GS1. So we prepare the data in the way the consumer needs to see it and consume it.
Okay, thank you. I have also a question from Eric, who is asking, what would be the ideal place or database for sustainability properties? For example, does GS1 calculate carbon footprint of products? Maybe I think it's a question for you, Adrian.
Thank you, Tom. Well, the answer is that GS1 does not calculate carbon footprints, but we do offer, as part of our data model, the fields that you would like to share between a supplier and a retailer about the carbon footprint of your product. But calculating is the responsibility of the brand owner. Yes, thank you.
Okay, yep. Let's look at Q&A. I have one question for Alexander. You have a lot of experience in helping customers setting up product information. What is the biggest problem you see on companies getting started with product data?
Several challenges in that area, but I think the biggest one is the scattered product information across all the systems and departments within an organization. And yeah, I think the main advice there is to start appointing one person within a company and making him responsible for master data in general. And then if you have that all in place, you can start choosing your priority channels and then gather product information to send it per channel to the outside world.
Okay, thank you. Looking at more questions. Yeah, I see a new question from Brigitte. We have sales layer and GS1. Will it be possible in the future to have a standard template for the requested GS1 fields in sales layer?
The short answer is yes, and we have the Innovadis specialist making the bridge between sales layer and Innovadis. So happy to answer positively to this one. Yes.
Okay, that's good to know for the audience that it will be possible. Great questions. Thank you for the questions from the audience, and thank you to all the speakers for the insights in this webinar. Let's do a quick recap. We saw why product information is getting more and more important these days. We learned from Adriaan how the GS1 QR code can add value across the supply chain. Razvan told us all about AI and PIM systems and how it can save time and improve data quality. I think the key takeaway of this webinar is that it's simple. Product information is not just technical data. It's a driver for growth. It's a driver for efficiency and trust to your consumers. On behalf of Innovatus, GS1 and Sales Layer, I want to thank you all for joining us today. Have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you in one of our next webinars.